Hey, hey, hey.
Yo, yo, do you have a video as well?
I do indeed. I'm going to turn it on in one moment.
Everybody, Martin is in the UK, so it is. What time is it right now?
So, I don't know. I'm losing track here. It's coming up for 20 to 11 p.m. So, and I've had an interesting day where my newborn baby brought in like a pesky virus or something. So I've had an interesting week day, but I'm bringing strength to this presentation if that's all good with you.
Yeah, I love it. And yeah, get well soon. My son does the same thing with getting me ill, so I feel you on that. Everyone, this is Martin Cook. He's the co-founder of TrustAds, and he has grown his own e-commerce stores. He also has a mastermind group, which I was lucky enough to attend one of the events, and some of the best people I've ever hung out with in the e-commerce space. And today we're talking about how to scale Facebook ads. One thing I want to say before we begin is that Martin, you've got a book. I think it's somewhere on my shelf right here. I got it. Here it is. So if you're in chat right now and you'd like a copy of this book and you're in the continental United States, I will ship the first 10 people to email me, Derek at ecommercetech.io, a copy of this book. I just need your mailing address. I'm going to send you my email here in chat. And as you're sending that over, I'll let Martin take it away and get started.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for that, Derek. And guys, I can see there's actually a lot of people online right now. I've got a great presentation. If you can just give me a little bit of energy in that chat box, just find that chat box and just sort of ping in like a hey or a greeting or wherever you're from. It's just cool just to know that you're actually talking to people rather than just at a web camera. So cool, cool, cool. Oh, I love it. Energy's all coming in. Brilliant, brilliant. Hey, Christine. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Gregory. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Right, guys. So I have got a great presentation for you. I have actually changed. Sorry, Derek. I've actually tweaked the title a little bit because I'm aware that we're short of time. This is a very, very short presentation. So I just wanted to go bang. 5 ways to fight rising ad costs. If you're dependent or indeed just use ad platforms like Facebook, you may find that the ad costs have increased somewhat over the last over the last years. Let's face it, but significantly to the detriment of a lot of advertisers that are too dependent on Facebook. They've found that their businesses have suffered massively due to the rising ad costs. And so what I thought I'd do is put together a presentation for you. I'm going to give you my top 5 ways to fight rising ad costs and the theory, the statistics and the facts and the reasoning behind each one of those things. So if that sounds good to you, I'm going to jump right in. And actually, what I'm going to do, no, actually, I'll keep the webcam on. No worries, right. But if you see me looking this way or this way, it's because there's 2 different screens. All right, so don't think I'm ignoring you. Right, so this is a slide. Normally, I'd go through it in a bit more detail, but sometimes we're on these presentations, we're on these trainings, and there's a lot of so-called gurus and experts out there, people that claim to be experts. And sometimes it's good to just have a little bit of reassurance, a little bit of a safety blanket, just knowing who's talking to you and why they deserve your time, right? Why should you give me your time, right? You don't know me. So here's a bunch of information here. Normally I'd go through it, but I'm going to trundle on, but feel free to screenshot this or any slide that's coming up. A lot of my slides are very information rich. There's a lot of stats, lots of links, lots of things like that. So I'm just encouraging you to be heavy on that print screen button. Screenshot your screen or take notes. And at the end of this presentation, I'm actually going to give you a link where I'm going to share my slides with you as well as the other links that are in the presentation. Okay, so that way we can get over this sort of 30-minute restriction. Right, so we're going on to number 1 of my five ways to fight rising ad costs. Boom, launch more ads. Wow, mind blown, right? This guy's come on and he's telling me to launch more ads. Wow, that's the kind of advanced expert information that you want, right? I know, mind blown, but bear with me because there is in fact a science behind this, all right? So when you launch your ad on Facebook, your ad gets shown to a small sample audience, okay? Just like this audience right here. Now, Facebook, what you've got to understand is what Facebook wants from you as a Facebook advertiser, and really all ad platforms want this, right? Their utopia is that the ads served on their platform are just as engaging as the cat videos and those videos where they're squeezing the acne on people's faces and backs and stuff, right? They want your ads to be just as engaging as the other content that's being shared organically on their platform, right? That's their utopia. That's what they want. Okay, and so what they do very, very quickly is they serve your ad to a small sample audience just like this, and they determine, is it getting good engagement or is it getting bad engagement? If it's getting good engagement, they'll reward you with cheap ad costs, right? Happy days. And if it's not getting great engagement, they'll punish you, right? With expensive ad costs, okay? And what Facebook wants to do is they want to figure that out as quickly as possible, so they're not actually wasting impressions, okay? They're not serving your ad to lots and lots of people and risking serving your bad ad to lots and lots of people, okay? And so when I'm saying launch more ads, there's a reason for this, right? Because Facebook's trying to figure out the good ads from the bad ads, the more ads you actually serve, the better chances you have of reaching the right people. So we've got here on the left-hand side of the screen, the audience that we just had our ads served in the previous hypothetical situation. But on the right-hand side, we've got a whole different sample audience. And it may well be that for whatever reason, the ad that you've launched just doesn't resonate, okay? Or it doesn't resonate, or it might just be that you're just hitting a group of users that aren't particularly engaging, okay? They're lurkers, or you've caught them at the bad time of the day, or any number of other reasons that result in, say, the first 100 people seeing your ad, not many of them taking action, right? And you giving off low engagement signals. So I'm going to talk about the signals in a moment. Whereas the second ad, by chance, you might just hit on a vein of really, really passionate people who love to engage with ads and content. It resonates really well. And so Facebook sees all the signals of a really great engaging ad, okay, and rewards you with cheap costs, right? And so rarely, and we've observed this, remember, TrustAds, I'm going to go into that a little bit in this presentation, but TrustAds is a platform where we have visibility on hundreds of millions of dollars worth of ad spend, okay? So we see a lot of information. And what we observe is that an ad that starts bad out of the gate rarely becomes good, certainly not without spending a lot of money. And so if you want to maximize your chances of hitting these people that are engaging with your ad and showing off those signals to Facebook that it's a great engaging ad, the way to do that is to launch more ads, and you do your own testing, right? From your side, you're looking at the signals that you have available to you and determining, is it a good ad that Facebook likes, or is it a bad ad? And the bad ads you pause very quickly, and the good ads you do more with, all right? And so that's what's coming up, because what we don't want is those bad ads to actually hurt us, all right? And so let me talk to you about our surprising discovery. Okay, so for this experiment, we actually looked at over 12 months of advertising data. In this case, it was our own advertising data, because we knew that we were going to be publishing this, and so we didn't want to delve into published customer data and so on, right? And basically what we did was we took 12 months of data from one of our e-commerce stores, one of our e-commerce brands, right? And we sorted it. Okay, so what we were really interested in is the metrics, the highest up the funnel metrics that would determine whether the ad is engaging or not. Okay, so what we were doing is we were sorting the ads that resulted in a return on ad spend of 3 or higher. And we were splitting those up from the ads that we would call bad ads, the ones that are getting us less than a return on ad spend of 3, okay? Because 3 was what we wanted. That was the magic number that we needed in our business to grow and scale and what have you, right? And this remarkable result, I guess, of this study showed that actually what we found quite conclusively was that the click-through rate all metric for our profitable ads was at 2.5% or higher, and the click-through rate all metric for our bad ads was 2.14 or lower. Okay, now I go into this in detail in this video. So this is the very first time where you need to screenshot that screen or note down this particular link, because this is a video that I've got on my YouTube channel that you can delve into this, all right? But this was really, really interesting to us, because what it shone a spotlight on is that Facebook cares about the click-through rate early on in the ad cycle, okay? And what we found was it seemed like the magic number for the type of ads that we were running was around about 2.5 was the magic number, okay? Right, and what I'm going to do at this point, I'm just going to turn off my video because I can see that my internet speed's lagging. Okay, right. So we ran this comparison and we found that this metric here was super interesting. And so just to fill you in, the click-through rate all metric refers to people enlarging your photo on your ad, or clicking like, or clicking see more in the text within your ad, the copy. Okay, it refers to any kind of click that a potential customer has made on your ad. Okay, and we found this noticeable difference. Okay, and so what that did was that basically set us loose on a journey of maximizing post engagement. Okay, and so in the launching the new ads, right? Once we've discovered that an ad is performing well, we want to now boost that engagement even further. Okay, and so we do it like this. First off, when we've got our adverts, right, when we're using our adverts, we always ask questions, okay? So the very first line or the second line in our ad copy is a question, okay? We want to try and encourage engagement. We want people to think that we're asking them a question, and we want to encourage them to respond to that question in the comments, okay? And one of the things we actually really love to do is to encourage tags, because that's both a comment and it's a notification to whoever the person is that they tag, all right? So it's a recommendation as well. And so we might start in one of our e-commerce ads with a question, particularly if the ad is showing off the product. We'd start with a question like, hey, do you know someone who needs this product? Okay, and lots of people respond by tagging and tagging their friends, okay? The next thing we do to reinforce that we want to get comments from people is we do what I refer to as the pinned comment hack, okay? And that's what this over on the right-hand side is all about. Okay, and so this was a post that I did a couple of days ago on my Facebook page, more for this experiment, really. And basically what you do is you leave a comment, right? And I prefer images because they stand out more. So I just post an image as a comment. And you reply to that same comment multiple times, right, with the same thing or similar things, right? And what this does is it results in a reply to your ad, to your post, that has multiple replies under it. And as a result of that, it seems like a more important comment. And so Facebook displays that at the top of all of your comments, okay? So every single person that's browsing through the comments on my post sees this huge call to action, okay? And so that's interesting, but you might well be asking, why in this case am I asking them to type the word slides, okay? And so we've already asked people to tag their friends that might want our product. This is a different kind of post, but it's the same principle. Here I'm saying, hey, if you want the slides that I'm talking about in the video, then just type slides and I'll send them to you. And the reason we do that is because we then leverage one of our softwares called TrustReach, and the link's down below here, for engaging with those comments. And so we can quickly set up these kind of replies that you can see where it automatically includes their name and some kind of message. And it's a dynamic reply that comes out instantly or within 15 seconds thanks to TrustReach, which sparks conversation, okay? And every time I reply, it sends a notification to the original user, and it promotes engagement, because remember, the engagement is what is driving our ad costs lower, okay? Because Facebook wants to see these engagements, right? And so what we started seeing was results like these. When we started doing this and encouraging comments and responding to those comments, we started seeing results like these. So these are different posts that we have across our brands. And you can see in these smaller circles, the actual number of comments that we were generating on our posts and the number of people that we were reaching, okay? We saw a massive increase in engagement, which pushed the ad costs lower. All right. So that meant that we were able to spend more on our ads. And then as a really, really beautiful bonus, we would actually leverage every single comment, and we would send a private message to that person who's commented using our other software called trustmessage.com. Right. And again, this is another instance where I just screenshot this screen because this is the exact template message that we got to. Oops. I'll just go back. There we go. This is the exact template message that we found worked the best for us. And this would be a private message that would be sent to every single user that commented on a post. So we're trying to drive sales from our ad, but we're also taking advantage of any comment as an opportunity to make additional sales from that. And actually, this is just 1 month's sales here. This is a screenshot from Google Analytics. We can see we made an extra $44,000 just from sending private messages to the people that were commenting on our ads. So in addition to driving up the engagement level, which drives down the ad costs, we were then leveraging those comments that were coming in to make extra money by sending them out private messages. And you can plug them into your chatbots and all that kind of good stuff. So I encourage you to screenshot this slide, or just wait till the end when I will share the links to my slides as well. Right, that brings us on to number 2. I hope you guys are following along. I realize I'm speaking fast, but we've got a time window, so I'm going to be respectful. Right, next up, number 2, retargeting. Okay. So the truth is, with retargeting, time and time again, when I'm speaking with students or doing consulting, I'm seeing that e-com brand owners are not taking full advantage of retargeting. Okay, because literally retargeting, the users that you retarget, it's a very, very small audience, so it doesn't cost very much to reach them. And at one stage or another, they've taken interest in your product. And as a result, if you're not retargeting to the level that you need to be retargeting, and I'm about to go through that, you're literally leaving profit on the table, okay? So the first thing I would say, the first thing that I observe time and time again is that the retargeting period, so the length of time that's passed since the user took action on your store or on your video or whatever it is that the action is that they've taken that you're retargeting, often users will stop at 7 or 14 days. And what I would say, and what I would encourage you to do, is to increase the periods that you're retargeting for past 30 days, right? We've seen time and time again retargeting campaigns where we're retargeting people that have added something to their cart 30 days ago. Those ads are profitable, okay? We're getting a positive return on ad spend. But when you're doing the retargeting, don't make the same mistake that lots of other people are making, where you're just showing that same product image again and again and again on a daily basis. You should be using the retargeting ads to address the objections that likely stopped that user from purchasing from you. Okay, and so ways to address objections could be using your retargeting to show off testimonials from raving customers, or reviews that you've received, or videos like unboxing videos, or videos of people using the product. Okay, so you can mix it up, and on that journey to 30 days and beyond, you can almost give a story, right, and make sure that your brand is front and center in front of those people's eyes. Okay, next up, we've got different types of retargeting, and I encourage you to use both. A lot of people I don't want to use the word lazy, but lazy, and just use the product catalog ads as an auto retargeting method, right? And that works really, really well. It's been called DPA. Forever I refer to it as DPA, but it's product catalog ads. But don't forget the power of manual retargeting, and that's when you're building a custom audience from the URLs that users have actually visited on your store. Okay, and so by doing the manual retargeting as well, you'll see a bump, right? Not 100% sure why, but you'll see an increase in your profits by leveraging both the automatic retargeting options and the manual. And then there's all the good stuff like segmentation with your retargeting. Segment by the product that they're viewing, the time since they took the action, how far through the funnel they got, and things like that. And then you can leverage services like Criteo.com for off Facebook retargeting. Because don't forget, your users are browsing the internet, they're browsing the web, they're not just on Facebook. And so if you can retarget them and follow them around the web in a real stalker kind of way, you're more likely to get sales. And Criteo is the service that we used for that. It was really, really good, really, really profitable. Right, number 3. switch to a lifetime value model, okay? So here's a really sexy Microsoft 1990s chart for you, but it's illustrating that the lifetime value of your customer is the way you calculate that. You take the average order value, so the average amount of money that you get from your customers, and you multiply it by the average number of transactions, right? The amount of times your customers come back and buy from you again. Okay, and I see this too many times, but e-commerce businesses will look at their ads on a one-on-one basis to determine profitability. Okay, so say that they've got a profit margin of $20. If the ad performance means that they're going to lose money, right, on that first sale, to acquire that first sale, they'll consider the ad a bad ad and they'll shut it off. Okay, but in reality, if users are actually, once they've bought from you initially, if they're coming back and buying from you again and again and again, really, you can afford to spend more to acquire that customer, because you know that that customer may be worth only $50 to you on day one, but by day 90, they're actually worth, say, $600 to you, okay? And so, of course, you need to make sure that your tracking set up possible. You need to obsess over your numbers, and you probably need to split it up by traffic source. And it certainly takes time, right? I'm not saying this is easy, but if you truly know the lifetime value of your customer, and you're prepared to go in the red a little bit, like here in the graph, you can end up outspending your competitors, because you can afford to spend more to acquire that customer, because you know with confidence that customer's coming back. But of course, you need to work the levers. Okay, so this is definitely one that you need to screenshot. Essentially, since your average order value is, since your lifetime value is your average order value multiplied by the number of repeat purchases, here's a ginormous list of ways that you can increase both your average order value and your repeat purchases. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of these. We don't have time, but I'm going to give you a way to learn a little bit more about each one of these in detail. But essentially, if you start switching to the lifetime value model for determining whether your ads are profitable or not, to determine how much you can spend and afford to acquire a customer, you can then play with the levers that make up your lifetime value by boosting your AOV and boosting your repeat purchases. Okay, it's a short presentation, so I do encourage you to screenshot this slide, because it will enable you to spend more on your advertising campaigns. And it should also enable you to cover your acquisition costs and be profitable faster. This is a twitchy bum type situation though, guys, because you will have to, be confident in your numbers and go into the red for a little while before you do actually come out the other side. But since there's so many e-commerce brands, like the majority of your competitors won't be willing to do this. Okay, they haven't got the funding to do it, or whatever it is. You can outspend them and actually win the battle. Right. Next up, leverage smart rule-based automation. Okay, so of course, as a co-founder of TrustAds, I'm a big fan of leveraging software and automation to do heavy lifting when it comes to advertising, of course, right? We don't want to have to be chained at our desks, refreshing our ads manager, making sure we haven't overspent, pausing ads, launching ads. That's just so manual. That's manual labor. We don't need to do that. And sitting where I'm sitting as a co-founder at TrustAds and having visibility on millions of dollars of ad spend, we're able to actually hone in, if you like, the actual best 5 smart automation rules that you can apply to your ad account to actually cut your costs by 20%. That's what we're seeing typically, cutting your ad spend by 20% whilst maintaining profitability. So after analyzing nearly $100 million of ad spend, we've come up with these 5 rules. Okay, another opportunity for you to screenshot the screen, because I'm not going to go through each one of these 5 rules in detail now, but I cover them off in this video, which you can get to through this link at the bottom of the screen. Okay, it's a short training now, so I encourage you to check out this video, and you can see how these 5 different rules not only work together to ensure that your e-commerce ads remain as profitable as possible, but also scale automatically, but how you can actually set these up in just a few clicks. So I really, really do encourage you to check out this video. It's just on YouTube. And so if you are going to YouTube, feel free to subscribe and like that video. Thank you. Right. Number four, part two, actually. This should say number 5. Apologies for that. Leverage new traffic sources. Okay, and this is the big one. And here's why. So we see this time and time again. We saw this with banner ads way back in the day. We saw this with Google ads in their early stages. We've seen this with Facebook since they launched their ad platform in 2007. All ad platforms seem to go through these same stages. Okay, so we've got stage 1, where it's like everybody welcome, come on in, guys, anybody's welcome, come and spend money with us. We're trying to spread the word, we're trying to get as many people to come and advertise on our platform. Okay, stage 2, we've got early adopters signing up to the ad platform, and they're figuring out how to use the platform, and they're being rewarded. They're being rewarded for their hard work in figuring it out with super cheap conversions, whilst they sort of navigate the bugs and all of the other stuff that comes with a new ad platform. Then we move on to stage 3 and word spreading. The people that are in stage 2 that are now making money from this new traffic source, they're telling their friends about it. Word spreading, and more people are signing up. And now the ad network's realizing that, well, we need to get a bit stricter with our rules. We need to beef them up. We need to now restrict certain ad practices for the greater good. And that's when you start seeing advertisers being banned, and you start seeing a little bit of a pushback from the ad network that was previously just open door policy. Then we get into stage 4, and there's more people joining, and now competition's increasing, right? More people are advertising, more people are bidding on to target the same people, and costs are beginning to rise, okay? And so the rules will continue to tighten. And these early adopters that came in stage 1 and stage 2, they're beginning to look for alternative traffic sources, because they're seeing that their glory days, their early days, those kind of costs just aren't present anymore. And then we get to stage 5, right? And demand and the competition, the ad network's really increasing, right? The ad network's full of users. This really is where Facebook is right now, in my opinion. Okay, there's lots and lots of people on it. There's a ton of competition. Features that have been on the platform for a long time are now being removed due to security patches or Cambridge Analytica and so on, right? And as a result, the profitability of the users is suffering. Okay, and so now at this stage, more users are feeling really motivated to find that next traffic source and to benefit from figuring it out, okay, and adopting that traffic source, okay? And then stage 6, right, word spreads, and many users move to this next traffic source, right? The cycle repeats itself, and in stage 6, this ad platform will begin to change things to try and reinvent themselves and attract new people. Okay? And this is genuinely the evolution of all ad platforms, and you can see it through the history of the internet. And so what we believe at TrustAds, we believe that Snapchat is in fact the next killer traffic source. Okay, so number 5, leveraging new traffic sources. Here's why. And in other videos, I go through why Snapchat is in fact untapped, unsaturated, cheap, targeted, worldwide, unique, and it's the future. And you can read more about it in this blog post that we put up about Snapchat, and other blog posts that we've put on our website about Snapchat. I highly recommend you look at those. And then if you needed a further tease to download the slides, here's a video from Gary V talking about how powerful Snapchat is. I'd play it now, but I have no way to get the audio through to you. But when you download the slides, you can click on play and you can check out this video. It really, really is an upcoming platform. And here's why, right? Here's another reason why. In our research, we found that brands actually silently crushing Snapchat ads for quite a long time now, okay? And so these are real brands that you've probably heard of: High Smile, Pura Vida, Manscaped, okay? And then we've got even more here, right? And these brands are seeing things like 20% lower cost per acquisition, 22% lower cost per acquisition, 55% cheaper swipe ups, which is the equivalent of a click on your ad, 13% increase in new customer acquisitions, right? 17% increase in company revenue just from Snapchat ads, okay? And again, these are all videos, right? I can press play on these, and these are the actual ads that they're running on Snapchat, okay? So I encourage you again to grab the slides, and you can review these actual ads that are driving these amazing results for these brands. Okay, and there's so many stories like this. We're uncovering daily, we're uncovering more and more of these adverts and from these brands that are absolutely killing it on Snapchat, whilst everyone else is struggling with Facebook and other traffic sources. And so you're probably seeing how we put two and two together here. We're saying, right, we can see the next traffic source. We can see the traffic source that is going to crush for people. We see the traffic source that is already crushing for people, but it's those early adopters that are actually benefiting from it. And so that's why we made the business decision, right, after researching and uncovering literally hundreds of e-commerce brands across categories, niches, price points, and more. We just knew that Snapchat's going to be the next traffic source. Okay, so quietly, we began integrating Snapchat into TrustAds in Q4 of 2018. Okay, and then we actually became certified partners of Snapchat so that we could gain access to advanced API options and Snapchat e-commerce coaches from Snapchat and so on. And so what we became, and we still are to this day, the only software around, including Snapchat itself, that actually offers rule-based automation for Snapchat ads. Okay, so you can actually run ads on Snapchat, and you can be protected by the those five rules that I showed you earlier on. You can be protected by those same 5 rules, or any other kind of ad automation that you can think of. You can be protected by leveraging the smart rules in TrustAds. And then we went one step further. We were working with Snapchat, and we realized there's a little bit of an education piece, if you like, to be done about Snapchat. So we actually created this 6-week training program on how to kick ass, basically, with Snapchat. Okay, and so we created this 6-week program that we called Snap Cracked, which is available for free to all of our members. It's literally there in your membership area, that walks you through how you get started on Snapchat, how to position your creative, setting up your pixels, setting up your product catalogs, integrating with your Shopify store, and so on and so on. And we just baked that in right into the membership area. And so we really do believe that, I believe around Q3 this year is when we're going to see a mass adoption of Snapchat. We're already seeing a huge increase amongst our membership base of users spending more and more on Snapchat and seeing the profitability and getting those results. It's a platform that's in its infancy, but it's tremendously powerful already. And so in this particular presentation, I've covered a lot. As I said, it's like drinking from a fire hose, and I totally appreciate that. I'm going to turn on my video again. So Derek's already mentioned it, but I would like to offer to you a new book that I've written, right? I appreciate your time and attention. Okay, and so here's my actual gift to you. A little while ago, I wrote this 300-page book on e-commerce. It's specifically designed to help you scale past 7 figures. It's already received top-level praise from the e-com experts out there, Depesh Mandalia, Keegan and Corey Rush, Matt Schmidt, and many, many others, and Derek himself, who on this particular training. Kevin Harrington wrote the foreword for this book, and you can see on the screen right now the actual table of contents, and I'd like to give you a chance to get a free copy of this book. And the link below will actually get you to a page where you can claim your free copy. All I ask for is $6 to cover shipping costs, which I don't think is bad, in that just printing the book alone costs $6. It took several $1,000s to actually produce the book, and 3 months of my time to write it. So for about $6, you can get it to you, physical copy, just like this one, shipped to you anywhere in the world. And so that's my gift to you for your time and attention on this presentation. And then finally, here are the most important links shared. Top one, you can get the actual slides from this presentation. Just go visit that link, and it's like a little chat bot. You can just click a button and it will send it straight to your messenger. The link again for my book is in the middle. And then if you're interested in leveraging the power of TrustAds, reducing your ad costs on Facebook and Instagram by 20%, and then actually jumping into Snapchat, this new traffic source, checking out our 6-week Snapchat training program, and doing all that for free, because it's actually a 7-day free trial anyway, so you've got nothing to lose, then the link is right there at the bottom.
Love
Done.
it, Martin. Thank you so much. And yeah, I think betting on Snapchat is perfect. That's exactly where we need to be going. It is the next hot platform. But you even give me some ideas that I'll share with you later about like where I could see TrustAds going with Snapchat, Shopify integrations, and so forth. Yeah, so much possibility in the future. I love it.
Boom.
All right.
How was that, guys? Can you give me a one in the chat if that was useful to you? If there was a one, yeah. As I said, it's great to actually hear from people. Boom, lots and lots of ones coming in. Thank you, guys. I really, really appreciate that. It is late here and I am ill, so I appreciate that I'm not actually delirious and there is actually some value there. But I encourage you to just check out the slides at your own speed using that link there. I'm sure the recording will come out at some point, courtesy of Derek, so you can pause and rewind and really absorb those massive slides full of text at a more leisurely pace.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, this recording will be live in a day or two. We'll make sure that everyone gets a link with all of that. So thank you again, Martin. And we're going to bring Rachel on stage in just a second. Before I do that, I wanted to remind everyone here, because that was our last technology partner for the event. And you heard a lot about a lot of different tools and a lot of huge opportunity at how you can leverage those tools to grow your business. The first thing to remember is that a tool itself is useless. It's the way that you wield it and incorporate it into your business and the resources that you put behind a tool that typically are what's going to drive a lot of value to you. Second thing to just note is that finding the right tools to actually drive value and revenue to your business is very hard and time consuming. And that is literally why I created my company, eCommerceTech.io. I found a really interesting way to give you free advice forever on exactly the right tools and technologies to use in your business based on your stage of company, based on how many people you have in your company, based on your existing tool stack. I can give you advice for free because I'm able to partner with all of the tech tools in the industry and I make a small commission off of your decision. But I'm still able to present an agnostic view of the landscape and I can partner with all of the providers on the back end. My goal is to provide the right tools to you. And in that way, you can be the one to grow your business. Hey, Greg, we've got about 25, 30 minutes before we're going to bring you on. So I'm going to push you to attendee. You're looking great there. And we're looking forward to your talk on celebrity marketing.
Okay, cool.
Talk to you in a second. So that's eCommerceTech.io. If you want a free tech consultation with me, you can check out the site. I'll drop a link for you. There literally, again, is no catch. I just love talking. I created a business around the concept that I just wanted to give great and valuable advice to e-commerce stores. I was tired because I came from an e-commerce tech side and an e-commerce side. I was tired of e-commerce tech not being very good at portraying their value propositions and making it really hard for the store owners to understand when to use their tools, because all e-commerce tech tools, they want to sell you their product and they want you to buy it right now, but that's actually not the right way to grow your business, right? You have to be the filter and find the right times for that. So I'm trying to be that filter for you for free forever. I'd love to take a look at your tech stack and give you some advice and feedback on that. So you can hit me up on that. That's enough about me.